Now warriors, this is one of the most prominent fighting styles in the Street Fighter universe, the Ansatsuken. And if you're looking to learn more about this fighting style, I got the information for you right here. This is World Warrior 101, let's get into it. A Japanese-coined expression called Ansatsuken, which means assassination fist, is widely used in literature to refer to any martial art style or fighting method that was created with the intention of killing an opponent. When the martial art style or technique expressly revolves around swordsmanship rather than bare-handed combat, the terms Ansatsuken, literally meaning murderous sword and murderous fist, are used interchangeably. The 1983 novel, Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken, which refers to Kenshiro's martial art as the fearsome assassin's fist, Osurabiki Ansatsuken, in the first chapter and the opening of the anime series, is where the word Ansatsuken originally appeared. In the original Street Fighter, only Jin's combat style was referred to be Ansatsuken. Interestingly, the phrase appears in Jin's move list in the Street Fighter 02 instruction manuals. In the 1988 Fighting Street video's introduction, Ryu was referred to as a master of fighting karate, Kenka Karate no Tatsujin. Ansatsuken wasn't utilized to describe Hadoken, Shoryuken, and Tatsumaki's beginnings until Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo when Akuma was introduced. In the manuals for the console versions of Street Fighter 2 Turbo, starting with the SNES edition, Capcom USA described Ryu and Ken as students of the Shotokan school of karate. But in the Japanese versions of the game, Shotokan was never utilized. The term Ansatsuken was never intended to refer to a particular style. It was a term of description used before Street Fighter. However, the term was misconstrued by the authors of the Street Fighter plot guide, and with SF4, Capcom USA has adapted the term in their localizations. Capcom USA began referring to Ryu and Ken's fighting in Street Fighter IV as Ansatsuken in their written materials. However, Prima's official guide to the original SF4 still referred to it as Shotokan before changing it to Ansatsuken for their Super SF4 guide. The term Ansatsuken has appeared in various martial arts-related works besides the Street Fighter series. A few examples are The Way of the Tiger series, Ikitosen, Double Dragon 2, and Lunar, Eternal Blue. According to canon, Butetsu was the inventor of assassination art, or Ansatsuken. The Satsui no Hado, also known as the Surge of Murderous Intent, is an evil energy that awakens within a warrior who has adopted the dark and terrible qualities of their art or who otherwise exhibits a strong, brutal passion. It is said to have been founded in Japan during the feudal era. Before passing down his version of the art to Ryu and Ken, Guken, who only wanted to embrace the peaceful and spiritual aspect of the art, created a sublimated variation of the same martial art style by eliminating the Satsui no Hado from its techniques so that no one would have to suffer from the negative aspects of the art. It is revealed that Guken utilizes a style of art known as the Mu no Ken, and that the Hado no Chikara, a flow of ki that enables one to embrace necessary violence but out of a purpose, and the power of nothingness, a state of mind to flow with the world and follow into the natural destination of one's life, are the inspiring powers to replace the Satsui no Hado's killing potential. The first of the signature moves that all practitioners of the martial arts have to use is the Hadoken, also known as the Surge Fist. It is known as the Hado principle of the fighting style, which the practitioner focuses on and becomes skilled with their use of ki. Once skilled enough, the practitioner can develop variations of the techniques. The most common variations are the SHAKUNETSU Hadoken, a Hadoken which is imbued with the power of fire. The Zanku Hadoken, an aerial Hadoken which travels diagonally down and towards the opponent. The METSU Hadoken, a Hadoken charged using the energy of the Satsui no Hado. It is likely one of the most powerful variants of the move. The second of the signature moves that all practitioners of the martial arts have to use is the Shoryuken, also known as the Rising Dragon Fist. It is known as the Shoryu principle of the fighting style, which the practitioner focuses on and becomes skilled with covering ground with physical punches. Once skilled enough or practicing your own way, the practitioner can develop a variation of the technique. The most common variations are the Koryukin, Dan version of the technique, developed because he was kicked out the dojo before finishing his training. The Shoryuken, Sakura's version of the technique, developed from watching Ryu. The Dragon Smash, Sean's version of the technique, developed because he has yet to complete his training for the complete version of the move. The third of the signature moves that all practitioners of the martial arts have to use is the Tatsumaki, commonly referred to as Hurricane Kick. Not recognized as a principle in the fighting style due to all practitioners using and creating their own versions. The most common variations are the Tatsumaki Senpukyaku, commonly used by practitioners who have completed the training for the fighting style or masterfully copied the style. The Shunpukyaku, used and developed by Sakura from just watching Ryu use the move. The Denkukyaku, used and developed by Dan from not completing the training in the fighting style. The Ashura Senki is a move that is gained to all users who have succumbed to the Satsui no Hado. Guken has developed his own variation of the move, Senkagasha, seeing that he rejects any use of the power. Lastly, the Shun Goku Satsu, usually translated as the Raging Demon, is the most powerful attacks from Ansatsuken fighting style. One would call this the natural signature technique due to anyone gaining it once they give into or is taken over by the Satsui no Hado. Now everyone knows the usual practitioners of the fighting style, Ryu, Ken Masters, Sakura and their dark variations, Sean, Dan, Butetsu, Guken and all variations of Akuma. Now, through my journey reading and watching other Street Fighter material, I have come across some more practitioners. These new ones are Shenlong or Ryusen in Chinese, which is a whole story in itself. Hao Chuan, the unknown master from the Street Fighter II Victory Ritsuden manga, new variations of Ryu, and the forgotten daughter of Guken. These new ones were shocking and interesting at the same time, and I'll end up doing more research to introduce them in some character profile videos. Now there are the Shoto clones, but I'll save those for another video.